Well, the first time I ever did any film was in 2019 when I was in this acting class. It was really funny because I was more into acting at the time, but my professor, in this kind of like moment or like event, he came with a couple of filmmakers and they taught us how to make films. I was chosen as a director for the first time, and I think that was the moment I ever like got into film. For sure, I think that was the pivot point where I started making films. Fog of Mine to me is an experimental film about growing up when you're not ready to. The kid, it's kind of a thriller in the sense that it's so scary mentally to grow up. The kid, he is grown, and like a kind of a spoiler, but he is grown, but he feels like a kid. He is a child, and he feels so disconnected with his reality. I think it's a film that anyone can see themselves in, no matter if you're 50, 40, 10. It's a film that just talks to people about the fear of growing up, the fear of not being ready for stuff, and, and confronting those things. I think I'm very proud of the film, and I am very glad that people have liked it as much as they have. My favorite filmmaker right now is Greta Gerwig. I think her films, specifically Little Women and Lady Bird, and even Barbie, I think they speak to me in a way that nobody like in the film industry has been able to. I think her style of filmmaking is so innocent, it's so gorgeous, and it's so beautiful. It's almost perfect in my idea. Lady Bird and specifically Little Women are just perfect representations of specifically Little Women. The novel it comes from is innocent. It's the mood that she has is gorgeous. I really think she's one of the best filmmakers of our time. If I were given a good budget, I would probably make a historical film. I would love to dwell into like old Greek mythology, old Egyptian mythology, even old Chinese mythology. Making a film about Clytemnestra and Agamemnon and all of those, old characters that I feel like are so incredibly well written and they've inspired people for thousands of years. I would love to delve into historical landmarks and how they view the world. Anything that is historical, I think I would love to do that. And also any type of novel, like a film adaptation of any novel. I can think of The Secret History or If We're Villains. Those kind of novels, a little more like gory and a little more darker, academia maybe. I adore them. I think I would totally, if I had the good budget, I would totally do them. I think when it comes to production, the most important thing is teamwork and clear communication. You have to work with the actors, you have to respect them, you have to work with the camera crew, the lighting, the sound effects, everyone, the editing, the post-production part. When it comes to making a film or anything of the sort, the best thing you can do is communication. Make sure everyone knows what they have to do. Make sure everyone respects the project as well. Just a teamwork, make it a family, make it something that we can all be a part of and we can all be proud of. I think that's how you keep people coming back and how you make everyone do their best by creating a space that is for everyone and everyone feels respected in. You would think a child actor would be hard, but he was amazing. I think the hardest part was probably editing. Yes, and sound effects, everything that was how we wanted to implement the glitches, how we wanted to implement the title screen. Every film has this editing part, but this film had so many things that I literally did not know how to implement correctly. So sometimes we had to improvise, we had to look at YouTube tutorials. It was a wild ride, but I'm very glad it turned out how it did. For my future work, nothing completely on the ground yet. I have not started production, but I do have an idea, and I'm starting to think how I'm going to implement them about an old poem that I made a long time ago, and it's about this Dionysian cult, like, all these Greek mythological characters and how they where they felt in this cult, how they felt with their god and Dionysus and all of this. I think I want to implement that poem because I always thought that poem would work incredibly well in this kind of film aspect or environment. So I wanted to like have a voiceover, right? And a little sense of what is going on, how they feel that ecstasy. It would be, I think, even more experimental than this one, but it's probably the one I'm gonna make next. But nothing completely sure yet. We'll see.